Hi Aries, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. This is your reading, your messages from the universe for the upcoming 2 weeks, starting today on the 17th of February, going into the 1st of March, actually. There was a lot of wind here today, sort of storm-like wind. So if the microphone picks that up, you know what it is. And for me, wind is all about change. It speaks a whole lot about change. So we'll just start to shuffle and we'll have 3 cards pop out for you or more if that's what is intended for you. And I've always beforehand like set an intention. What is the highest, most good, most inspirational message that Aries can hear at this time? We're also passing, we have a new moon on the 23rd of February. If somebody's into that. But what I feel like for the major cycle here, we're just entering into Pisces season. And it's all about, like, Pisces is the last zodiac of all the signs. And then we start over on Aries sometime. And the Pisces is all about wrapping up stuff. It's all about, like, the big ending. So you might feel like there is almost like you felt towards like the end of 2019 going into 2020. You almost feel almost like a pull. That's what I feel, at least, like I'm ending stuff now or revisiting things, almost down to like looking in your closet one more time. Do I want this, or should I just let it go? I don't want this shirt anymore, or whatever. That sort of thing. Okay, I'm using the Psychic Tarot card by John Holland. I really like this deck. You can see it, I've used it a lot. And also my dog has chewed on it when he was alive. Hercules, my Dalmatian. Okay, 3 cards for Aries. Going on with you guys. If it takes a bit too long, I go in after it. Wow, it's so windy. It's amazing. Aries, do you want to come out? Maybe it's organizing something. There was a reading the other week where I had 8 cards and it came out in the order of 3, 3 in 2 piles, and then 1, 1, like that. And it was the most, like, how cards can speak in a way just by number and color. It's quite amazing. And I needed to do a bit of shuffling for that one as well to get the cards organized, like, so that they could come out in exactly the order that they were supposed to come out. I do hear different no, that is like 20 cards probably. But I do get the feeling of a ketchup effect. You know the ketchup effect? You want the ketchup to come out, and then all of a sudden so everything comes at once. So Aries, take that to heart as a message. I don't ever feel like there's something happening and that was just by random chance. Everything is included in everything. So take that to heart. Is there something that you've been wanting to see? Maybe you're wanting it and you've been 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 wanting it, or you want to see a result, you want to see a result. You want to feel something, you want to feel something, you want to, whatever that is. And then bam, not this light. Like bam. It's just right there. Probably the day when you look away, or you let it go for a tiny bit, or you sleep a bit more, or you meditate a bit more. Something like that. It's like I took my eyes off it for 2 minutes, and then it happened. Only this is the good thing. You want this. You want this. So there's something big that you're waiting for that is going to come in. And you've asked for it for a long time. You really put your effort and work into it. Work could mean thoughts, like a lot of thoughts, or vision, or daydreaming. It doesn't necessarily have to be like using your hands or go meeting people. It's just you put your energy into it. And what I feel also with that is that you, somewhere along the lines of thinking it's not going to happen, or giving up, or like, no, it's just not for me. That thing, when you're thinking that, actually lifts the resistance of it, or lifts the so strong wanting that you sort of stand in the way of it, that it doesn't happen. It finally sort of it gives the thing to come in a break. It gives it space to enter once you don't have your full attention on it. You went out with your friends for a drink or for coffee or whatever, and that was the time when it happened. That sort of thing. Thank you. I love this. Okay. First we have number 8 on the table. So for me that's 88, and that's a strong power number, really strong power number. Look it up if you want to. It's really fascinating. I just love numbers and how they synchronizes, and yeah. So the first card out, and it's so funny because I was thinking about this card. I was listening to something the other day, I just have to say. And when I start to like get into the energy of doing this was yesterday, and I knew I was going to do your reading today. The Aries, like I'm thinking like, yeah, Aries and Taurus, and you know what's coming up. And I have this card here, number 8, and it says the camera reverses. The camera reverses the image and the words. Sorry. It says emotional withdrawal on the bottom. And for me, it's like, I never feel like it is like you can't feel anything, or you can't like, and whatever. I listened to this thing yesterday. I can't even remember what it was now, but it was something they said, emotional. They didn't say withdrawal. They just used another word, and I'm not going to remember the word, but it doesn't really make a difference, because what I thought was, oh yeah, that's like the emotional withdrawal card. That is so much about withdrawal from others. It's not you who are emotionally unavailable or emotionally withdrawn, like from feeling anything or from, you know, being in tune with yourself. Rather the opposite. So, and I was like, I hope that card comes out so that I can use it in its proper way. And then Aries, you're my first reading, and this is the first card out. It's like, it's so interesting how it leads up, like how everything is involved. Yeah, so I'm really grateful for sitting with this card right now. That also speaks volumes about, again, it's not about when the cards are on the table, that's when the reading begins. The reading began even yesterday, even me listening to this thing that I was drawn to listening to something, and that's what I took away from the reading. I sincerely cannot remember what it was that I was listening to. And that was like, yeah, I want that. I want to be able to explain this card. And so Aries, for you as well, listen to what's going on in your surroundings. Listen to people. Listen. It feels like everything is like a little puzzle. It's like a puzzle piece that, you know, fits more and more, and to create your large puzzle. And so it's rather you are becoming more and more strong, in the sense that you don't so much anymore rely on other people's comments, other people's opinions, other people's interference with what you're doing, and like having lägga näsan i blöt, I would say in Swedish, like that would translate lay your nose in the wet. Like don't stick your stuff in where it's not supposed to. What? Remove that. Jesus. Don't or do continue with this emotional withdrawal when it comes to reacting to others. Others are gonna, and so, okay, so the thing that came out while I was shuffling, that I talked about while I was shuffling, with the first cards jumping out, with the ketchup effect and everything, that, you know, you've been waiting for something and waiting for something. And this thing that I feel is gonna manifest in your life, there's people, whatever that is, you're gonna be able to do things about it, make decisions around it. How are we going to navigate around this? How am I going to manage this? That type of energy, whatever this is, it's a general reading. So and I want to start to like give you, like it could be this or it could be that. But I find that that takes away from somebody else thinking. So my thing can't. Yeah, everything. The thing that you're thinking about when I say you've been waiting for this, you want this. Immediately, you know what that is. Or this reading probably don't resonate with you. So this is all about when that has happened. Overall, it's like you've been able to previously practice. You know that by now because I used it here. So I'll give you a metaphor. I give you a symbolism of this. Is that somebody was commenting on my videos and I made a big deal out of it. And it's like from that first comment to, of course there's other comments, but my reaction to the other comments are completely different. Completely different. I don't feel the need to now bring them up. In a way I do bring them up because I use this. I just want to use it as so that you understand what I mean. It's like you've had those tiny little things happen to you too. Like people have come into your life, have opinions about things, or it can be the tiniest thing. Why are you doing it like that? Because I like it like this. And then it gets to you somehow, but it's like it doesn't really get to you that much anymore. It's like you've had little mini things practicing on, so it's like you're prepared. So now when this big thing comes in or changes or okay, I want to give you an advice, like because it's so in the back of my mind, so it's like sort like say it. So maybe it's for a lot of you guys that this could actually happen for. So Aries, if you're like 65 and you're meeting a guy and he's 40, first of all, hopefully you don't judge yourself in that situation. Or you're 40 and you're meeting a person who is 60. They're 20 years older or 20 years younger than you are, or more or less, whatever feels too much for you, if that makes sense. It feels like other people might have opinions about it, something like that. And for you then to stay steady, like, I know what this is. I feel what this is. You don't have to come in. They're my age. Ew, yucky. Are you kidding me? Like, he's 65. He's like my grandpa. Like, what? Whatever that is. It can be something completely different. Maybe you win the lottery and your surroundings are like, is that what you're going to share? Are you kidding me? Are you going to keep all that money for yourself? Who are you? Who are you? I thought you loved me. I don't know. I'm just like, it feels like something major is going to happen in your life, or you're going to make some sort of decision. Something is going to happen. So, okay, this is the decision that I've made. And somebody is coming in to give you well-meaning advice. And emotional withdrawal is what we need here. It's the number 8 as well. So it's an infinity, eternal. It's something that is like, it's so good for the long term that's gonna happen, but it's also good for the long term. Like it will blow over people's first initial reactions. This is for the long haul, whatever this is. It's for the long haul. So like for the long term, for the future. Do you stay in your emotional situation and don't let other people's energies seep in and get to you, okay? And then we have 3 cards falling out at the same time, but then they sort of, these two stayed more together, and it makes so much sense because no, it's the 4th card. These are universe cards. It's a black border. It's so beautiful because it's number 8 and number 9. So it's like we have 8, 8, 9. It's a process. It's a progress and a process. And if I talk about them individually first, it's like this number 8 is called power. And just looking at it, I mean, you could be dealing with a Leo. There could be a Leo involved here some way, shape, or form. But I feel for the most of you guys, it's like, look at yourself. You're stepping into this lion energy, and you're not half bad if you look at the other. It's like, this is such a wise guru for me. It's like such a, you're so wise and so strong. And I feel like you're most strong when it comes to, because then I read into the red here, and the red all speaks about the foundation for me, laying the groundwork, like doing the foundation right. And I feel like you've reached a point where you're sort of practically and material-wise, like money, house, car, like the foundation, to feel stable in your foundation, if that makes sense. But it's like it's practical stuff, it's material stuff. You've grown a really wise, like you've come into this place where you're quite stable there. And what I feel like you're growing into, and what it feels, for some reason, it feels more like we're practicing now, because this is all about, it's like purple. It's sort of different shapes about purple, but still purple. This line, like you're becoming this lion and coming into the strength of the lion in your spiritual realm. So this is your upgrade. This is your major progress right now, to be like in alignment with the universe, and to be in alignment with your spirit guides, your source, and to it's more like gaining power. I feel more like for self-confidence, like to be really confident in your spirituality, if that makes any sense. Like your angels or guides are talking to you, you're in, like your intuition, your gut feeling, or whatever, like you're being guided, and you're more and more stepping into this strength of feeling so unshakenable when it comes to spirit. Like and this, it goes back to this. It's like it fits really well with, you know, if somebody questions something like, are you really going to do that? Yes, because it feels good. And I know I've been like, in the past, I've been all over the place, and I listened to so many other people, but this is it. I'm going to do this because spirit said so, because I feel so in alignment with my higher truth to this. But it's also like a coming in. It's like you're becoming the strength in you gaining strength in your spirituality, if that makes sense, so that you're evening out, like you're as comfortable, that perfect word. Sorry. Sounds like I'm praising myself here, but just the word that I got for the energy that I feel. You will feel so evenly comfortable in your spirituality as you've learned to feel comfortable in I can live wherever I want. I have the perfect house, the perfect car, money's good, you know, health-wise, no, that goes over to the body. You know what I mean? The foundation, okay? We're getting there here as well. And it joins in with this, so it's 2 number 8 here. So it's 88, which is It's such a power number in what you're stepping into right now. And then we have the number 9. And number 9 is all about endings, but it's also about unconditional love. So I feel like you're not so hard on yourself anymore. I mean, we're stepping into this cool energy. It's so cool. But at the same time, you're softening. I feel like you're softening. You're becoming not mushy, but you're becoming more soft, if that makes sense. And it's like, we have a tower back there, and I am drawn to say, I mean, I know that the tower shows up in the tarot reading. This is a shift. This is a major shift in your favor, something that you want. And I know that the tower stands for, like, I shouldn't get into it. I should do my reading. But it somewhat fits what the tarot tower actually says, but to your advantage, like to your liking. The tower moment is often speaking about huge change that you might not like, but this is a huge change, a huge shift that you've been waiting for. It's going to come in and you've been waiting for it. But with the tower there, I mean, for me, it looks like the tower in chess, like when you play chess. And this to me is like checkmate. Is that what you say? Checkmate. Checkmate. Like you won. You ended the game. You won. However everybody else is trying to, no, I won. Checkmate. It's not up for question even. And here it's like you're gained. On the bottom it says solitude. I'm not too drawn to the word solitude. What I am drawn to is the star next to the tower. So that is wish fulfillment. It's unconditional love. It is given to you at this moment in time. It sort of almost don't matter what state you're in. You've reached this place. You've gathered so much information. You've grown so wise. So wise. We're talking directly with the universe these days. You're getting hints. It doesn't have to be a choir that flies down to talk to you. It can be just a hint, and you know to follow that hint. If it feels right, I'm gonna go there, that sort of thing. And so this is like, okay, you're not sitting, you're not doing this, you're not reading the book, you're done. It's like, and now I can pass it on, and now I can spread whatever I know to other people. I can pass it on. That's one thing. But the other thing is that the tower moment, the tower situation, the checkmate, you've won. The thing that's going to happen is going to happen no matter what state you're in. Does that make any sense? You don't have to be all happy for it to happen. You don't have to even be like, you can have a pretty lousy day or pretty lousy days. Your main energy is established, and what you've asked for is gonna happen now, even though you're not. I think a lot of spiritual people think that you have to be so high in your vibration and so happy-go-lucky, bubbly, all energized for things to manifest in your life. And this is just telling that you've done the reading, you've done the math, you gained the wisdom. The tower situation is happening now, whether you want it or not. I was going to say almost, because it's gained so much momentum. So it's here. It's wish for fulfillment. It's unconditional, and meaning. Oh, that makes so much more sense now. The unconditional is that it's unconditional. It doesn't matter if you're grumpy or if you're super happy. The day when it happens, you're probably at your worst, that type of thing, so that you can see that it's not conditional. It has sort of been conditional for a while. You needed to practice your vibration into a certain place for it to actually manifest, but you've gained that energy now. It's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of hills and valleys, and it doesn't matter now. The tower stands strong. It's checkmate. It's coming. Okay, and then we end this with the waiting game, and I am drawn to the words. But it's so cool because you're, oh, it's such a cool card. It's the number 2, so it speaks about relationships, and I feel like this is the relationship like this does. It's a relationship between you and the universe. It could be with another person, but I'm mostly drawn, 99% I'm drawn to, this is your relationship with source, with your inner voice. And it's like the roots, it's happening. It's like, and this is just you pacing around it, like waiting for it to happen. But the roots are down, and through this time glass, do you say that? Time glass? It has already, you know, blossomed. It's already done. And now these, I feel like these are almost like the rings like around the planet, or like the solar system. What is that called? Solar system? It's the same thing, probably. Solar system. Like our whole universe with the planets and the sun and everything. That is just, it's so aligned with it. It's like there's no difference between what you manifest and the solar systems, like the universe's rings around it, like the energy around it, the frequencies around it. And you're on it. You're on it. It doesn't matter what if you're grumpy or not. You're on it, so it's gonna happen. It's the waiting game, so it's just to be patient now. It's just to go out and have coffee with your friends. It's to just, I think it's just to dare to let it happen. Dare to let it happen, Aries. I'm getting really excited about this. And this is the spiritual border. It's purple borders. It's all about you being in alignment with the universe. So it's really 3 universe cards in a way. With the black border and the purple. 2 number 8 on the table. Let's do a reading for the upcoming 2 weeks. I'm so excited for you guys. Something awesome is about to happen. Power, really. I hope this helps and uplifts you guys, and I hope to see you back in a week for your love reading. Take care, guys, out there. Bye.